There, viewers, and welcome back to the Self-Made Auto Channel. That's a 2008 Cadillac. It's a DTS with the big 4.6 North Star. It is the used car special. We're told the little old lady only drove it to the grocery store to get her hair done and church on Sundays. So our used car guy bought this from the auction. We have no history on it. All we know is it doesn't run and it doesn't crank. They've shotgunned some parts. They put a new starter in it, which involves disassembling the engine on these. They're under the intake manifold, I believe, and then the battery's under the back seat. So they already did that. Still doesn't crank. Also, all the codes have been cleared. Monitors aren't set, so we don't really have much direction there. So we'll grab a scan tool, we'll look at some stuff, and then we'll start with what's it take to make the engine crank, because that makes the most sense. So I ran a full system scan on it. You can see we got some codes and some modules. Driver's door, I don't know what that is. ECM has a code in it. So we'll pop in there, we'll look at that, see if we have some direction. Is the key on in this thing, dude? I think it's still on, isn't it? Yep, it must be. Okay, so current codes. We have, this might give us direction. We have, it said we only had one, but we have starter relay control circuit, fuel level sensor, high voltage. So typical, it's gonna be a GM code right there. It means your gas gauge is wonky. And fuel pump relay control circuit. So that's interesting. That's not gonna make it not crank. However, that one would. So let's have a look at that. We'll check code set criteria. I imagine the ECM or whoever's in control of the starter relay must not be seeing power come in on the control side. So 615, let's see what we can find. I didn't look at code set criteria, but I brought us up a diagram because it's clearly having an issue with the starter relay here. So standard relay, got our control side and our load side. And it appears that part of the control side is grounded. So we have a ground G112, and then the ECM is what controls it. And so the ECM must send power when everything is right. It sends power, latches the relay, and away we go. So I say we go right to the relay. We should have power on that load side coming from this here, starter fuse number 24, which shouldn't have anything to do with it at this moment because the ECM can't see this side of it. So it can't see this side of the relay, so it doesn't care what's going on here. It just cares what's going on right here. So being that somebody's been in there fiddling, let's first of all make sure we can find the relay. It says relay number 30. So we'll find that in the box because we could have a bad ground. We could have an open in the relay coil, or we could have a broken wire, or ultimately a bad main board, as the used car guys call it. Actually, it's not the used car guy that calls it the main board. It's our other shop, one of the other shops we work for. Oh, we got a bad main board. So this is the Underhood Fuse Box.
Was blinded or
No, you're good. You can stick that right up there. We need to find relay number 30, which is this one right here. Find out how this box sits. It must sit like this, so that's right in front of this big one, which that one's been changed, and that's not what we're after. So this relay right here is the starter relay. So we're gonna pull that out, give it a sniff. Smells good. Let me get a relay jumper. Is this thing in park, Jason?
Yes.
Keys on?
Yes.
First thing I want to know is, does it crank over? Let's just go like this. All right, that just eliminated the whole half of the circuit. So it has the ability to crank. Oh, wait a minute. Let's start. Should have started in that bit of time, shouldn't it? Well, we got that fuel pump relay covered too. So it won't start, but it does have the ability to crank. But remember, we also have the fuel pump relay code. So let's get a jumper. All right, we'll grab us a test light and we'll stick this in here. We have a diagram on this thing. We do, perfect. All right, let's see. Plug that in. Would you hand me a handheld light, Jay?
Yeah.
We're gonna probe right on some power here. So this is power right from the battery. Like it? We should have ground, and we do. Okay, so remember one side of the control was a ground, the starter sent power to the other. So we're gonna be looking at 85 and 86, right? So one of these will be ground. Yep, so there's ground. And then, so our relay is good, our ground is good, and technically we're missing the power from the PCM. So we don't even really need to check this, but we will just for the sake of demonstration. Make sure we have a good ground. We don't come up on something else here. If Jason cranks it, if everything was happy and good in the world, this would light up. Go ahead and crank it. Crank it. Yeah, so we have nothing here. So we've eliminated a whole bunch. We know the entire load side of the relay is good. The starter is good. The solenoid is good. The relay is good. We have a ground. We have the ability to jump power to the relay and make it crank. So now we got to go right to the main board, the brain box. So we'll get our wiring diagram. I believe it was a yellow wire. And what we want to check is we'll get an OEM diagram. We'll see, I don't even know where the computer is on this car. Maybe under the air cleaner. If we can get to that easy, we'll check that wire coming out to see if it has power. If it does, then we'll go from there to see if we can split the system in half and find out, you know, do we have a bad computer? Do we have a broken wire? That's what we're down to right now. So a couple quick tests, we've eliminated everything, or a lot of stuff, and we're down to either a bad computer or an open in the circuit. So I'll just refresh what we've just learned. We know starter motor's good. We know all this wiring here is good. We know the load side of this relay is good. We know the fuse is good. We know that, you know, the ignition relay is good, obviously, to power this. We know our ground, this G112, is obviously good, and we've narrowed it down to just this yellow wire, which runs over here, starter relay control, that goes into the ECM. So I don't believe there's anything security-wise inhibiting cranking or any type of input, because I don't think it would set a relay control code if it wasn't trying to turn it on, if it wasn't trying to look at it. I could be wrong, but this is why we're going to go right to the box. Jason thinks it's under the air filter, so he's tearing that apart right now. We'll go to this connector X1, pin 26, see if we have power coming out. If we don't, we'll take it from there. Jason's tearing it apart. I think they live under the second half of the air box, so he's taking the actual air filter cover off. You got your hose for your air injection pump here. Mass airflow, obviously air filter, and mice really love these areas. Yeah. I had a pallet the other day from another shop, and that thing was loaded. And we did a Chevy truck the other day, that thing was loaded. Just mice get in there and just have a little heyday. So I don't know if that's gonna be the case here, but we'll find out. Uno momento. I'll get a light for us so we can have the big reveal. Hopefully it's something epic. I'll turn the camera off, we'll yank. You guys thought I was kidding. So we gotta pop this little plastic doodad off here. I got the push style. Somebody put a freaking scrivet in there. That you rolling. Alright, we should be good now. Let's get a little closer, just in case there is a mouse.
Oh man, it's epic.
Oh baby, it's yellow epic. Wire, yellow wire, code red. This is better than an unboxing video.
It is.
I get all excited. Oh man, this is a good one. This ain't great because I mean we don't have the essence.
Doesn't look like there's much slack there.
Come on, you mother lover. Oh baby, look at that.
Oh man.
Maybe that's our fuel pump relay code.
Oh,
you better shut the key off. Might be a good idea to unhook the battery too.
Yeah.
Keys off.
Yeah, I'll go unhook the battery.
Well, unhook the battery. I'll unplug this.
Right. So we have a light show out here.
Yeah. There it is, folks. A little bit of damage. Not gonna lie. She's gonna have some codes in it. So that's that. Shows over. Technically, if we just fix this yellow wire, the car will crank. Looks like there's enough wire here to fix things. But, oh man, I don't know if this is a mouse. No, this thing's got some giant turds in here.
The big rat for a squirrel.
Yeah, we're gonna have to analyze the turds because
I'll send them to NASA.
I don't know if NASA analyzes turds.
Okay.
But these are big ones, folks. This may have been a, I don't know. That's a pretty good sized turd for a mouse. Look at them turds. Oh, I see a bit of wire insulation in that one.
Apparently he stayed for a while.
Num 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 num. So this is gonna be the slow process here, folks. Well, not really too slow, but slow enough. I'm just gonna go through and add pieces of wire here. Today's color is orange. That's the only thing I have kicking around in the remotely the close gauge size at the moment. So we're gonna take and solder them on and then heat shrink them and then cut them at the appropriate length. It looks like there was 6 wires total. So we'll get them all fixed up. I won't bore you with that whole process. So I'll go just like that. And then we'll get it taped back up. I'll get a vacuum and get all the junk out of the air box. And by vacuum, I mean blow nozzle. And we'll be good to go. Hopefully the car should run. We now have the big moment of truth, folks. Everything is fixed. The wire colors are now orange. If you're looking for the problem, you have to look a little beyond our repair to get the correct wire color. We will get this plugged back in however it went. I think it must have went something like so. Battery's still unhooked. Let's see here. See if we can't figure this all out. Wrong way, fella. Must have went like that. Should only go one way. I've vacuumed out the box, of course, as you can see. In theory, it should start. It's kind of too bad they put hundreds of dollars into it already with guesses, because this could have been fixed for just a few dollars. Can you reach in there and hook up the battery, or Jason?
Yeah.
Wow, come on there, fella. There. So that's all hooked back up. Oh, some more remnants of wires. Take them out. Jay's gonna hook up the battery for us. Let's stick that back in there. Get these back here. Some fresh food for the mice. More wire remnants there. We will find the lid here so we can start it. Stick that there. Stick that there. Wait for him to hook up the battery. Are we ready for contact?
Almost.
I'll move my back in there. Move my light.
Coolant blows out the tip.
Alright, here we go, folks. Cover your eyes and your ears. Oh, I hear the fuel pump. Oh, baby. Alright, that's fixed. Joe's over. Baby. I think they towed it down here on a trailer. See if we got any squirter fluid. Oh, we do. Oh man, we'll give them a free window wash. Well, that's that, folks. Fixing the Cadillac DTS. She's got 71,240 miles on it. Runs like a banshee now. Hopefully it's a good car for them. These things are usually toilets. Lots of problems. Why on earth a used car guy would buy a Cadillac with a North Star is beyond me, but it's his prerogative. We fixed it. We're moving on. Why don't you guys move on down there to that comment section. Leave your questions, comments, criticisms, and concerns you might have down below. While you're down there, subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell. Find us on our socials, Facebook, Insta. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.